This is breaking news. While we in South Africa were sleeping, the American government issued a damning report on the situation in South Africa. The report was published by the Bureau on Democracy, Human Rights and Labor within the State Department in Washington, D.C., after having visited South Africa and having had a variety of engagements with stakeholders in South Africa and, of course, investigating the matter on their own behalf. The report concludes that there was a severe deterioration of the human rights situation in South Africa over the last year, that the human rights situation has significantly worsened. It describes the Expropriation Act in South Africa as substantially worrying. It finds that the economic freedom fighters are encouraging farm attacks, and it concludes that the Afrikaner people and other ethnic minorities are being targeted as a result of the deterioration of human rights in South Africa. Now, just a month ago, I was in Washington, D.C. on behalf of Lex Libertas after we published a report entitled Reclaiming Freedom. The report published by Lex Libertas explains that the crisis in South Africa could be summed up under three headings. Firstly, a very destructive policy framework. Secondly, general state failure. And thirdly, the persecution of minorities. Our report goes on to conclude that the underlying problem is that the South African government has become significantly detached from realities on ground level, and that the underlying solution ought to be a decentralized political system. During this trip to Washington, I engaged with a variety of stakeholders on behalf of Lex Libertas, including a representative of the US government, and particularly this office that published this report, including politicians, researchers, think tanks, media outlets, podcasters, and so forth. Now, we are not happy about the situation in South Africa. The situation in South Africa is indeed severe, and the findings by the State Department are indeed correct. But we are happy about the fact that the crisis is now increasingly being exposed, because the first step to tangibly addressing the crisis is to recognize it for what it is. And it does seem as if everyone is willing to come to the table except for the South African government, the ruling ANC, and its allies. This is a very important step, and even though a report like this by itself does not fix the crisis, it is a very important step towards working to a solution. Now, one can only hope that the South African government, that is already under significant pressure, would respond appropriately. We do know that the South African government is in desperate need for increased revenue, resources, and so forth, and that the tariff situation has placed significant pressure on the South African government. We have also recently heard the ANC saying that they want their members to stop chanting "kill the boer, kill the farmer," which gives an indication that the party might just have the capacity to bow under pressure when they have no other way out. Now, one can only hope that they would respond appropriately. There is much work to do, but this is indeed a big step forward. Lex Libertas has already issued a press statement on this matter, which is available on our website. There is a lot more to be said about this, which will be said in a follow-up press statement that will be issued shortly.